What's going on, everyone? It's time to talk about another horror franchise. So today we're going to start by talking about Wishmaster. It's released September 19th, 1997, and it was produced by Wes Craven. And it was written by Peter Atkins and directed by Robert Kurtzman. And he's done other films like Buried Alive, The Rage. I have a review for that one on the channel somewhere. The Demolitionist, and Deadly Impact, to name a few. It had a budget of $5 million, and it was a pretty modest success in theaters, and then it ended up being a big success on home video, and then ended up getting 3 sequels. So yeah, we'll dive into those ones later. But yeah, so Wishmaster is an interesting horror film from the 90s. It's basically, there's a gemologist named Alexandra, and she this rich guy who collects like antique statues and stuff has one come in, and the people unloading off the ship drops it, and then the arm breaks, and there's a gem hidden inside of it. So the gemologist looks at it and starts analyzing with her and her colleagues at her work, and then it ends up unleashing a jinn, which is a creature sort of like a genie, but once the wishes are granted, it could basically take over the world, sort of like a demon sort of style. And yeah, so once it's summoned, the person who summons it has 3 wishes. Once they're granted, he could control everything. So, but the more it interacts with other people, it still grants wishes and stuff, causes mayhem throughout the world and everything. It's a pretty amusing film, pretty cheesy, but still pretty amusing. I really enjoyed the story in this film is pretty amusing to see play out and stuff. The characters aren't that great, like well written or anything like that. It's almost cartoonish. But yeah, and the lead character, especially Alexandra, half the time she seems like she was either stoned for like the first half of the film, and then all of a sudden she has an abundance of energy, like she smoked up all meth or something like that, and yeah, ended up just being crazy and quirky the whole time. So a lot of the main characters are a little more well grounded and stuff, and but they don't really add extra value to the story. But this film is not really meant for like a perfect story or anything like that. It's meant for 2 things: the horror icon cameos and the practical effects. Those are the 2 things that make this movie so enjoyable. The practical effects is absolutely amazing. I really love like the way they did the makeup and everything for the Jin, and even how he was like became to be once he came into our world and everything. And yeah, when he grants wishes and stuff like that, there's some pretty cool special effects, especially in the opening scene and in the last scene. There's tons of good makeup effects. This is back when CG was still awful. It hasn't improved, but this is when CG was in its way infancy still, so they didn't really use it as much. They still focused on practical effects, which makes it to be an even better film and everything. And I really enjoyed it and stuff, especially near the end when they have like the huge dinner scene and every party scene, and all the like the statues come alive and stuff. They're so amusing, and just watching those all unfold and stuff in the film makes such a fun experience and stuff. Even though a lot of the characters are annoying, you just want to see them die. They all die pretty creatively though and stuff. There's a lot of good cameos in this. They have the dude from the uncle from Phantasm is the what do you call it? Whatever. We'll come back to that. Yeah, he's basically the pharmacist. That's the word. And in the film, and he dies of a pretty basic death, but it's pretty funny. Tony Todd's in it, the guy who plays Candyman. He dies a really weird death in that one. You also have like Kane Hodder. He's the guy who plays Leatherface in some of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. He's also done not Freddy, Jason, and yeah, so he has a pretty amusing death. It's the one that you always see in clips and stuff like that when people talk about this film on other YouTube channels and stuff like that. And then Robert Englund's in this. He plays a good side character. He plays the rich guy who collects all the statues and stuff, and he has a pretty funny death scene and stuff. And overall, it's just a whole lot of fun. It doesn't really take itself too seriously. It's pretty quirky, like Evil Dead and stuff like that. So if you like into more like that type of horror, you'll probably enjoy this one a lot. If you're looking for something super serious and stuff, this won't be really much for you unless you absolutely love practical effects and stuff. I absolutely love, like, I'd much rather watch films with like tons of makeup and stuff like that. I know some people, like, I know it's like all done in camera, but this nostalgia stuff and everything, it looks thousands of times better than CG. Why are we so focusing on CG? CG is crap. Anyways, yeah, better calm down. Wishmaster is a good film, though. I really enjoyed it. I hated the characters, but overall, it's still a lot of fun, and you should definitely check it out. So with that, I'm going to give Wishmaster a 4 out of 5. If they had some well-written characters and a lot of good stuff to get behind, it probably would have been a way better film. But for what it is, it's a lot of fun, and especially horror fans. Yeah, horror film fans of any decade basically would love it and should definitely check it out. It's still out there somewhere, so you should find it and check it out. There's a link down below like always, so if you want to check it out, it is there. Also, if you want to check out my Instagram, which is linked down below, that's where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. And you should have the film title and a hashtag in the subject of film and a hashtag so you're aware of it. So make sure you follow me there. Also, or you can follow me on Letterbox. It's where I post my first like full like star rating on there right after watching it. So yeah, follow me on Letterbox. I'll link that down below too. So follow one of those two to stay in the loop. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Hopefully we get another Wishmaster film that's actually, hopefully we could hold up and in the future, and hopefully we could generate more. So make sure you like and share this video, and also make sure you subscribe because I got a whole pile of horror films coming up and weird films coming up because it is October, so I got to talk about that, even though I talk about them pretty much all the time anyways. But yeah, so make sure you subscribe and make sure comment your opinions of the Wishmaster down below. Let me know your favorite Wishmaster film in the franchise if you have one down below as well. If you have any films or franchises that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. Try to get them as soon as I can. But I think I'm going to go watch Wishmaster 2 now because I'm all amped up and ready for it, and I just want more. So yeah, but that's my opinions on Wishmaster 2. Love the special effects, love the cameos. Just too bad there wasn't a lot of good character substance there to hold it in, or else it would have been even better. But let's see how the sequel goes. So I guess I'll see you on the next one. Watch out for those evil djinns that are always granting wishes well, I guess they all pretty much left because of the pandemic. So yeah, hopefully they come back and the world can get more interesting again. But till the next one, cheers.